Good morning, guys, and welcome back again. We're going to continue our communist Brazilian playthrough here of Hearts of Iron 4. Just as we left it, not much has happened yet. We're nearly going communist, honestly. We are currently about 45%. I'm expecting us to switch to communism at this time during this playthrough. It's going to take us ages to justify the war goal. However, you know, this is just how these things go. So, what we've been up to, we're coming down the construction effort. We're basically aiming towards getting this extra lab. We want the extra lab because we just do. There's so many shiny technologies that we want to get, but we can't get at the moment. In particular, I want to come down here into the artillery. This improved artillery is absolutely fantastic if you compare it to like the base artillery. For those that you don't know, if you left click on the research screen, you bring up that, and if you want to compare them, you hold down shift and you get the other one. You can actually get that, and you can have two of them together, so you can kind of see the stats. On defense, the improved artillery is just infinitely better. I mean, really ridiculously. I mean, 15 versus 0.8. The soft stack goes per bit. This is how damage you do against like squishy targets. So against other infantry and stuff like that. Hard attack stays the same. Hard attack is like shooting artillery shells at tanks, you know. It's just going to kind of like ping off. There's like, yeah, it's just different. Breakthrough is how you get through the enemy units. You can get some different, like light tanks are fantastic for this. I don't believe we're going to have any light tanks for the start of the wars, unfortunately. We've got the Great War Tank, where the light tank is just infinitely better. If we split them next two, just pause that for a second. We can see that hardness is like 70% on both of these, so the damage that our infantry and stuff is going to do not a lot. The hard attack isn't great. These are very basic tanks. Soft attack, it doesn't go by much. However, the one that we're looking at here, Breakthrough, 18 versus 26. You see, the new version of the light tank is just so much better. So we've got construction effort done. Infrastructure, this is going to give us infrastructure. And again, we're just going to be waiting now. Here we go. Yeah. Oh dear. We've got soldiers deserting to communist partisans. So capitalists and nationalists would have to spill your blood for them on these front lines, turning brother against brother over disputes that do not concern the working man. Instead of taking up arms against workers, those who struggle abroad, raise them against the oppressors and overthrow the tyrants. The army, usually a bastion of patriotism and loyalty, has proven not to be immune to the communist propaganda spreading rapidly in Brazil. Soldiers are deserting, refusing to fight for their country, sometimes going as far as joining partisan movements that claim to be preparing for a revolution. Perhaps they are merely fighting for a different Brazil. So this is going to give us a change in popularity of the communists by 15%, and we're going to gain national spirit communist partisans recruiting, which gains recruitable population. We get less recruitable population, so less manpower, but we get faster communist spread, which is good. Oh dear. They're executing a coup. While on a popular movement for communist revolution has been loud and terrifying, a certain section of the political movement has been largely quiet and waiting. The wait is now over. Today, just as Estou Novo leadership and army were bracing for a revolt on a national scale, a number of officials in the Brazilian government swiftly placed Getúlio Vargas under house arrest and entered negotiations with the rebels. While retaining the pretense of a safeguarding order, what the negotiations effectively amounted to was securing positions within their new socialist state for those who chose to cooperate. The coup was finished before anyone could move or stop it, and those who are now imprisoned, exiled or executed by the new regime. The tides of history will sweep away the past. So this is it, we're going to be communist. As you can see, Brazil has now changed to the Brazilian Socialist Republic. And that lets us justify a war goal because we're communist, which is exactly what we wanted. We're going to conquer Uruguay, send. It's going to take us basically 245 days. It's also going to cost us 49 political power to do this. However, well worth it. So that's it, we're now fabricating on Uruguay. Anyway, 63%. Nice. So basically how this is going to work, we're going to eat Uruguay, we're going to eat Paraguay, we're going to eat Bolivia, we're going to eat how are we going to go Peru next? It's either Peru or Argentina, we'll see what's going on, and then we'll kind of like just work our way around. Venezuela, oh excuse me, Venezuela is a complete pain in the ass because it is going to join the Axis, and as you can see these guys are doing armament effort. Our own construction, we're nearly finished. Well, we're on our last civilian factory. This is going to take us up to 15 civilian factories. In fact, it's going to take us to 16, I believe. No, it is just going to be 15. Yeah, this is just going to give us infrastructure. Never mind. But yeah. And then we're going to do infrastructure 2, get that lab. We're not going to be able to get this lab. Oh, infantry equipment, fantastic. We're going to get support weapons. This is going to make all of our stuff just better. We're going to get higher breakthrough on all of our units, higher defence, more defence. Yeah, it's all good. Research that. Argentina has a sizable army by the time we finish with Bolivia. If we eat Argentina, Chile is ridiculously easy to conquer. We basically station the entire border here, and then we just move them in, like just straight across. They really don't have much, and their main defence will be around Santiago. So basically, we can just conquer all of Chile, basically ridiculously quick, and then we'll just basically flush them out of the last few pockets. Fighting in cities is ridiculously hard. Your troops don't like fighting in cities, you know, it's pretty hard. But by that point we should be, it's very snowbally, this, once you start getting like ridiculous amounts of like factories from conquering these various other nations, you just start snowballing like really quickly. And that's the main thing of this. So what we're looking to do is we're definitely looking to conquer the entirety of the South Americas. It would be awesome if we could push into Mexico, and it would be even better if we could get into the United States. Let's just kind of see how things go. Sorry, I'm still on pause. That should not have been the case. It'd be awesome to get into the United States. However, you know, I mean, they're going to have their hands full with like Japan's shipping stuff across towards like Europe to fight the Axis, hopefully. But let's just kind of wait and see. I mean, if the Soviets and the Allies do end up at war, then you know we are going to basically getting in there and seeing what we can take. But it's all what happens. I'd rather not go to war with the US. It's bad enough when there's a big, massive ocean in between you, and they're just shipping troops. So yeah, time's kind of ticking by. We're going to be nearly finished mechanical computing. We've just hit 37. I don't believe there's any to do in 30. Yeah, there's no more to do in 37. The next one's going to be in 38, so we're going to basically be switching this. I'm probably going to go to the artillery, because I do want some, or we could go for tanks. Okay, let's get some more infrastructure. Oh, Hindenburg's crashed and blown up, unfortunately. This isn't always the case. Sometimes it does manage to live. I believe I've seen an event for when the German Reich sends a Hindenburg to is it Scotland? I believe it is. And the dude's captured. Was it the second in command of the German Reich? I'm not sure. But yes, he goes across on the Hindenburg. So yeah, they got 5 units. I'd love to get some tanks down here. We do have enough army experience now. We can actually edit our infantry, and we could actually afford to add support artillery. Now, you know, numbers are good. It's going to give us an extra 18 soft attack, which is, you know, it's going to be nice. However, we haven't actually got any artillery at the moment. So let's just hold off on that one there. How are we doing for our fabrication? Not even halfway. No, it's a shame. Just under a quarter. As I say, it's a very slow start. I know I've apologised for that every single episode so far, however, it's just the case. Now you can min-max, especially when you start doing these. These give you boosts to various researches. Republican Spain's done. I believe that means they stay communist. Yeah, Republican Spain is communist. Fantastic, that's really good for us. And we get to modify our government. So, just in time for researching artillery. That's just going to make all of our artillery a lot better. I know we haven't got any, I promise, but we will. We've got another 2 divisions ready, so we're going to assign him automatically to that unit there, and we're going to assign them to this current battle plan. They'll automatically move down and start preparing. I really like this whole battle plan thing. I know this isn't the greatest battle plan in the world. However, you know, it's going to get the job done. There's so much stuff I'd like to do. I'd like to get some close air support. I'd like to get the artillery set up. I'd love a tank or 2. I mean, even literally 2 divisions, 1 division, 1 tank, 1 light tank division. It will just wreck face against these guys, and it's going to help us all through the South Americas. But it's going to be a case of getting it done. The great tank divisions, I suppose we could build those, but we just haven't got the factories at the moment. However, if you look, this is going to be our last one. This is our last civilian factory, and these are all going to be... oh, speaking of factories, I need to switch. We're not going to be making these anymore. Screw you guys, I want weapons. We've got enough of these. We're going to cut that down, we're going to build them up. So now basically we're going to start building, we've stopped producing the basic weapons and we're producing the better weapons. We do have a stockpile. Amelia Earhart has disappeared. Shame. Again, she can actually manage to circumvent the entire globe. Sorry, as I was saying, we're no longer building these. Now, we do keep them in stockpile, so we can actually produce stuff. And if we go to a unit, so we'll just go on here. You guys will do. No, not you guys. You guys. No, you guys. You guys. Someone somewhere must have got some. Okay, I'm lying, they haven't. What we'll start seeing is basically once this starts being produced, yeah, once these weapons start being produced, it'll start replacing these. Fantastic, that lets us get our research slot, which is what we want. And pause. Oh, you're going to get it, Uruguay. How long are we looking? Okay, not quite halfway. Another 10 days and we'll be halfway. 9. Oh, Japan and China are at it. Days. Motorised is really nice. It lets your infantry divisions keep up with your tanks, which is just amazing. However, I do believe I'm going to go straight in and light tanks. Now, we can actually go straight for heavy tanks, but they just eat everything. All your resources, you do need a lot of resources and oil is something we are short of to keep these bad boys running. So yeah, we're going to go for light tanks, I believe. If we can get those. Yeah, if we get light tank 1, light tank 2, and as I say, we started producing these military factories now. In fact, we've almost got one complete. I'm going to start producing artillery. And with a bit of luck, we'll have a bit of artillery for when we go to war. Oh. It's a very slow waiting game, but you know, it's just the way it is. Now we can actually deploy, well we can't, we can deploy them once they've got troops. We could probably actually do 2 more now, but they're not fully equipped and they're not fully trained, and they'll actually appear as green. Now it's not a huge deal. Obviously, there we go, an extra factory. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to start building some artillery, just one. So we're building 3 pieces a month. We need a lot. We need a lot. It's telling us we don't have a template for our artillery at the moment. We can rectify that if we just edit and save. So basically what we've got now is we've got some artillery in our support rather than actually in the division. If you put the artillery in the division, it's just unbelievably good. However, you need a hell of a lot more of it. Having support artillery, you don't need as much, but you don't get as much benefits from it basically. So support weapons is done as well. What the hell, let's do it. Give me my tanks. If we check our production, you know, we need 359 artillery. We need a hell of a lot of guns. I think getting the guns is probably a bit more important than the artillery. I'll just move the convoys down to the bottom. Now you can actually sort buy stuff. Just leave them all on at the moment. I mean, we're a really small country, we don't need a lot. It might be handy to get a recon in this team as a support as well, actually. Oh, sorry, I've got it paused again. I'm really bad at doing that, I'm afraid. Our world tension's at 11%. That was because of Spain. And we are going to absolutely kick the world tension once we annex Uruguay. But it's for a good cause. The best cause is my cause. So yeah, I'm building the infrastructure up in here. If you did actually look before, I know I was quite quick when I did it. Where are we? Sorry, one button. The infrastructure, you know, it's just like non-existent up here, and we are going to be doing Bolivia, Peru, Colombia. You know, we're going to need the infrastructure up here. Who this is like a fabrication event. This is our socialist leader being like, who determines the borders of a nation and how they are determined? Whatever way people may have found in the past to justify where Brazilian Socialist Republic ends and Uruguay begins, we live in a new era. The strategic importance of this border cannot be overstated, and we are well within our rights to shift it to ensure the continued security of our people. This is basically our, sorry, not fascist, socialist blagging that this should be ours. So yeah. Where should the border of Uruguay begin and end? Well, you know, Uruguay shouldn't exist and it should just be Brazil. I mean, it's all for the best. We've got our extra research slot, fantastic, we do want that. I'd love to get that extra research slot, but we do need 50 factories. At the moment we've got 31. So what should we do now? I think it's a good idea to start moving down here. These are going to give us political power, more national unity, which is good. However, we want to be aiming towards getting towards technology sharing. Basically, we want to pop that one, and then we're going to pop that one pretty much right after. So now we have an extra research slot. Yay! We're still in 37. Okay, let's get an extra 10% proficiency, industrial proficiency, just so our stuff builds stuff faster. And unpause it. And unfortunately, that is the end of today's episode. Have a good day, and I'll catch you guys hopefully for the next one.